Hey guys, I have a quick poem that I'd like to share with you. I'm going to read it and I'll share a little bit of where the inspiration came from for me to write this, because everything that I write is inspired action. I don't write from a place of what I see outside or, what other people say. This stuff that I write about is stuff that I have directly experienced and directly done work, internal work, psychological work to recover through our program, the fellowship, using the book, using people that I've met, but also using my own direct life experience and what I have learned and what I have overcome. I do have an incredible story, and I do believe that someday I will get to write a book about that. But right now I'm figuring out and learning just to be getting back in touch with who I really am as a person, because I think a lot of people only know parts of me because I was never outside. I was always at home taking care of my family or, whatever. I was sick for a few years with problems with my back and hip. And then I obviously went into an intense relapse, and the side of me that people would have gotten to know then, although I was always very real and very authentic, I was a bit crazy. The thing is, I think I'm more crazy when I'm not using, because I know what's real and what's not, and I know how to communicate that with people. So I'm always going to be a little bit crazy, I think, and I'm always just going to be me. And to be very honest, like, I really don't. I love people, and I'd be a very good friend to people. I'm very loyal to people, but when I'm done as well, and I don't make any apologies for that. I don't live to please people anymore. I'm finding who I am and enjoying getting to know who I am again, and looking after myself and rebuilding my relationships and making new friendships, and enjoying the big book and learning more about what I suffer with, what this disease actually is. So yeah, I'm going to read this poem, and it is inspired, by addiction, because I really do believe that while we are waiting for the help to come, which by the way should actually be there, it's just not. And that's partly what our march was about yesterday, about not being able to access these needs that are very necessary for your recovery, and not having support, not having housing, and having that fear of being out in your own streets, and it all kind of comes under one thing, and that's just that our government really are kind of letting us down, and the fact they're not addressing these issues is sort of even more alarming. But look, I'm going to read this, and I want to really say to people that you can recover, and you can do it yourself, and you can find help inside of the fellowship, inside of CARNA. There's a lot of people in there that know what they're talking about. There's a lot of people that want to help. There's a lot of people that can help you read that book. That book comes to life when you start doing that work with someone that you know or trust, or someone that understands you. It takes on a whole new life, and it's really exciting to read. So yeah, I'm going to read this, and I really hope that this inspires people. This is not about me trying to wake people up anymore or save people. This is me speaking to people who are already there and who maybe are struggling. And I want to say, if anybody is struggling and you feel like I might be able to help you, absolutely reach out to me. When you feel overwhelmed, and trust me you will, when your mind's on overdrive and you cannot sit still, when you feel all alone, trapped and confused, when every bit of your life force you feel you have used, trust me, this can be the feelings that is required to ignite that low flame that is still lit in you. So sit with your feelings and cry if you must. Feel the pain of the fire. In this process you must trust. Pick it apart, go deep in your soul, make repair and rebuilding your ultimate goal. Cut out the distractions, ignore all the fuss. To be successful in transformation, this is a must. You must be persistent, and you must see this through. What's at the end of this process is a new life for you. And really, I think that people that wouldn't know me, people that know my story, all of the years that I spent in methadone addiction. There's key workers and counsellors that know me. They know how hard I fought to get help with this. That never came to pass, unfortunately. But fortunately for me, what happened in the midst of that was that I had that, what they talk about in the fellowship, the gift of desperation. That just willing to do anything, just to make this work. And I have to give glory to God in all of this, because without God, I can tell you categorically, I would not be sitting in this chair right now. There's no way would I be sitting here. There's no way would my mind be where it is. There's no way would my physical health be like this. I did the work, and it was hard. It was lonely. It was terrifying. It was exhausting. It took everything that I had to get to this point. But you know what I always did have? I always had hope. And I always had a deep knowing that once I got the opportunity to do this, that I would do it. But it meant that I had to let go of so much of my old self. And don't get me wrong, I'm still Nicola, and I'm still the same funny, crazy fucking person that'll have your back like a light. I'm always going to be that person. But I had to let go of family and friends and associates, and I had to let go of habits. And to be very honest, letting go of the habit of the shoplifting thing was quite hard for me. But I felt convicted by God to do that. Compared to, if I go back to last year, this time last year, I was in Mountjoy prison. I was locked up in a cell. Yeah, I was clean, but I was very, very sick. I was very physically sick, because it got to a point with my addiction where I was willing to suffer in order to be. So I actually dropped off my doctors on 15 mils of methadone after being on methadone for 27 years. And I had been smoking crack cocaine and smoking weed. I hadn't been eating for a long time properly. I hadn't been sleeping for a long time properly. I was 22 stone before I relapsed, as a result of a physical accident I had, and as a result of a lot of medication that made me very unhealthy. So I had lost 11 stone in the space of like 5 years. And then if you can imagine then, for the last, say, year or a year and a half of the relapse, I had really lost more weight. So I think that time I'd been under 8 stone, and my body would have been depleted of every nutrient I'd imagined that I needed. So what I did was quite dangerous, and I understand that now. So I really feel like with that experience, I could definitely, help people to understand this process. I think as well that it's important to have a voice, and if it's what you want, you need to really push that with your medical person and make it clear to them that it's what you want and you're going to make it happen. But yeah, like this time last year, I'm going to have to continue this video because I'm going to run out of time. I was in prison. None of my family were talking to me. I'm going to continue this on in part 2.